The Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 7.5-point favorites at home. Minnesota, I think they're for real. I'm starting to believe in Minnesota here. They look like a team for real. They have a 5-game lead in the loss column now in the NFC North. It looks like they've got the division on lock now that the Packers and Bears lost yesterday, and the Packers don't look like they're going to be competing at all this year. 4th game, which they've overcome a 4th-quarter deficit, and you saw another solid performance from Kirk Cousins. T.J. Hopkins had an incredible game, his best game of the year, 9 catches for 70 yards. Vikings just look great on the offensive side and defense as well. Really good all-around team here, and who knows? They could be a championship contender this year. Even with Kirk Cousins at the disposal, who I've always never been a fan of, he's been playing great, and the team around him has been looking solid. Bills here, on the other hand, they're still the best team in football, but God, I still believe they're the best team in football. But that was a rough one. That was a rough loss yesterday. Allen played terribly, and he was the MVP favorite. I think he still is. It's between him, Mahomes, and Hurts right now. I think it's a 3-way race between them. But I think he lost the solo lead yesterday with 2 interceptions. Again, he just looked bad. Was just out of sync. Made some terrible throws. And Stephon Diggs did not have a second-half reception. The Bills' run defense, and they're missing a couple guys, but they were concerned there. The last 2 games, they've allowed the 2 highest rushing totals of the season, 208 against Green Bay, 175 yesterday against the Jets. And I was just hoping the Jets would cover yesterday. I was shocked the Jets pulled off that victory. But, we'll get to the Jets later about how well they're playing and how Robert Saleh has just been coaching these guys and how much fun they are. But the Bills, they're still a great team. They're still a terrific team. But yesterday was one that just made you scratch your head. Offense couldn't really... They got the 2 rushing touchdowns early from Allen, and they couldn't do anything after that. I'm going to roll Minnesota here. I think the Bills win, but I do think Minnesota covers. I think Minnesota's a good enough team here. Dobbins is playing well enough, and I think they'll get to Buffalo's run defense. I think that they're going to cover the spread here. I think the Bills win by 4, maybe 3, but I think they will cover the 7.5-point spread here. I'm willing to trust the Vikings here in this game. I think the Bills win, but Minnesota covers in what will be a very interesting game there in Buffalo. And again, I think the Bills will win because they're going to be motivated after what happened yesterday. But I think the Vikings do cover this spread. I think it'll be a close competitive game. Give me the Vikings plus 7.5.